Welcome to All Things Mental Health, where we literally talk about all things mental health. And yes, I am adjusting because I want to get comfortable. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about 6 signs that you're healing from narcissistic abuse. Hopefully you left. Hopefully you are safe. You are in a much better space and you are in the recovery process, right? That is my hope and prayer for you today, is that you are in a better space. Okay. The first tip that you know you're healing from narcissistic abuse is you start to rebuild your self-esteem. So I'm just going to put it out there in case you don't know, like nothing with someone who struggles with NPD is an accident. Everything is on purpose. Those jabs were on purpose. Those little slights that you may have overlooked or really didn't pay too much attention to because you just thought, I ain't really like that, but I said maybe I said something, right? That's intentional. That's on purpose because the goal of someone who struggles with NPD is manipulation and control. You cannot manipulate someone who is confident in themselves. You cannot control someone with a healthy self-esteem. So you know that you are healing from that dreadful situation because your self-esteem starts to increase, right? And this newfound self-esteem is a testament to how resilient you are. So no matter what they did, what they tried to do, what they tried to say, right? Nothing matters because you made it, because you're still here to tell the tale. That is definitely going to foster some positive self-esteem simply because you made it, right? Um, the second thing is understanding and establishing healthy boundaries. You guys are going to hear me say this 17 million times because it is the truth. When you are dealing with someone who struggles with narcissistic personality disorder, nothing is ever an accident. Okay, nothing is an accident. You not being able to ever use the bathroom in private, you never being able to shower, wash your teeth, wash your face, brush your teeth, like that's on purpose. Because someone who struggles with NPD, they ultimately thrive in manipulation and control. In order for me to control you, I need to know what you can take. I need to know, and not me, right? Someone who struggles with narcissistic personality disorder. They need to know what they can get away with and what they cannot get away with, right? So a part of that, right, is like crossing your boundaries. Healthy boundaries prevent emotional manipulation. It just is that simple, right? The third thing is develop healthier coping strategies. When you are developing healthier coping strategies, you know for a fact that you are healing from narcissistic abuse, because it is really challenging to manipulate and control someone who has really healthy coping strategies. Right? I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. They are well aware of what they're doing. They know that journaling is a healthy coping strategy. It's a way for you to express your emotions. It is a way for you to document what's happening. It's a way for you to understand in a different place other than bouncing around in your mind, right? They are well aware of that. They are well aware that yoga, right, is exercise and it's going to release those happy endorphins in your brain. And when that is happening, you feel good about you. And when you feel good about you, someone who means you no good cannot manipulate or control you. They are aware of everything that I just said. So you know that you're starting to heal from that abuse because you start developing healthy coping strategies, right? You start doing things like going outside for a walk because you couldn't do it before. You start going to Pilates class. You start, making fresh flowers, making your own bouquet, because picking fresh flowers when you live in the Midwest in the dead middle of winter just makes you feel really good about life. It really does, at least for me. So make sure that you're developing healthy coping strategies. Okay. Number 4 is, I had to laugh on that one, recognizing the patterns of manipulation, right? Like when you are able to recognize, hey, wait a minute. Because every time I want to do something, it does not matter if I'm trying to run to the gas station, Target, if I'm trying to go hang out with a friend, you always throw a temper tantrum. Right? It kind of seems like anytime you're not my focal point, there is a problem. That's when you experience the highs and lows, the gaslighting, the love bombing, and then it just continues to happen in a circle, right? Because that's a type of pattern. Once you recognize that that is what is happening, you know that you're healing. Hopefully, when you recognize that, that was when you moved around. Like as soon as you recognize that, you moved around. The fifth way that you know that you are healing from narcissistic abuse is when you start rediscovering passions and interests that you previously had. When you're in these sorts of relationships, like your world, your wants, your needs, your desires, your hopes, your aspirations, they become non-existent, and all of that is replaced by what the narcissistic person or the person who struggles with those traits is replaced by their world and what they want and who they expect you to be and how they expect you to maneuver in that world. So you know that you're healing when you start to do things like, oh, I don't know, yoga again on the balcony because it's nice. You start to do things like book a Pilates class because you've always wanted to do it. You start doing things like spending quality time with your friends. You start doing things like going out on dates, right? Like that is how you know that you're healing, because you're not locked in the box of what just happened anymore. The last thing that I am going to talk about today that lets you know you are healing from narcissistic abuse is you start building supportive networks and healthy relationships. So the narcissist or person who struggles with those traits, they understand, right, that they kind of need you to be by yourself in order for them to get you to do what they want you to do. They kind of can't risk your girlfriend having a comment or a mutual friend saying like, are you sure that this is what you want? Something about this is off. It doesn't seem right. They don't want to run the risk of that happening. So oftentimes they will isolate you. You know that you're getting better when you start doing things like getting dressed and going outside again. Right? That's how you know that you're healing. So I hope that you guys found these things helpful. I know that I'm being silly, but there's truth in laughter, right? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know, how are some ways you knew that you were healing from narcissistic abuse? And until next time, be kind to yourself, okay?